White, stick around. If you brown, hang on. But if you black, step back, 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 back. Nurses, black nurse struggle. People have asked me what it's like being a black nurse. So I wanted to come out here and sum it up. If you've watched my video about how I became an RN, you will understand a little bit. Someone gave me a chance, and it was a Caucasian director. So I have, don't misconstrue this video. I want it to come out. Not everybody you meet is going to be good or bad. Family, whether it be patients, whether it be the nurses you're working with, you will see a different personality, how they act with you. And for me, I've always been the type of nurse that's stay under the radar. I try to keep my mouth shut because I notice when I'm speaking or when I speak the truth, a lot of people don't like to hear it. They cast me as difficult, angry, black woman. We hear it a lot. I think that's the first thing that comes out their mind. Conflict with other nurses, I try to stay out of it and step back. When I can't take it no more, then I'll speak up, and that you will find that most of them, the majority, when you speak the truth, they hold grudges, they try to set you up, they try to do all things. But that's a different video for another time. What I wanted to speak about, especially today, Martin Luther King Day, everybody, it still exists. No one wants to talk about racism. The thing that I've come across and I'm speaking for myself, I don't know about other nurses. I happened to watch a YouTube video and the guy was saying life for him as a black nurse, it was okay. He was a brown skin, step ahead type of guy. Everything worked out for him in nursing. But I can't lie to you and tell you that it was all rosy peachy before I got here as an RN. It started, I believe, in nursing school. When I went to nursing school, getting in the program, it was difficult, and they weed out you. Not specifically you being black, but the majority, if you can't keep up, if you don't integrate, you will get left behind. My first impression when I went to Bucks County Community College and look at the wall, it was intimidated because all I saw was Caucasian nurses that have graduated in the past. And I know I was up against a tough crew. But someone paved the way for me, and I got in and got out. Life as a black nurse is, like I said, being black in healthcare can be difficult at times. I remember it used to bother me a lot of time. And when I say it bothered me to the point where I started speaking up. And in several incidents comes up where the patient, as soon as I walk in the room, and I started where, I don't have it with me, but it's a big sign on the end, another tag that says RN, big, you can't miss it. Yet they always seems to think I'm here to be a bedpan, get the bedpan, walk me to the bathroom, which is something that we do as a nurse. But to me, the way they say it, and at the end of the sentence, can you get my nurse, please? There were times when I struggled with it when I went to a facility. I worked in New Jersey, and I was the only black nurse on the day shift. They had several black nurses on night shift. And if you want to be a staff nurse, the first shift they offer you being a black nurse is night shift. But I wanted day shift because I have issues falling asleep and I don't want to get my contract canceled. So on the day shift, I'm the only black nurse, and everything just come at you. They don't help you. They expect you to do everything, and all you had to do, because of the contract, you suffer in silence. And when you speak to the agency, the only thing that you will see the agency is concerned about keeping that client happy, getting that money off of your head, not really concerned how you're feeling. Several times I told the agency, please don't send me to these rural area, and I happen to be the only black, because it's very difficult to communicate with some of these Caucasian nurses. They're entitled. They expect that you should do everything. I remember an incident where I was sent to a rural area in Pennsylvania, and it was a lot of blonde nurses, and I was the only one. And they had African American black doctors, and as soon as the black doctor come, the blonde nurses run to him, or because and you only hear it from me, they're looking for a husband. And when the black doctor comes towards me, I kind of cut it short, because I noticed the resentment. If they come, talk, laugh, or do anything with me, they get upset. When they call me to help, I would help them. But when I'm getting these patients that is heavy, I can't lift them myself, and I'm calling for help, I don't see them coming at my beckon and call. That's some of the things. One incident, it was a nursing home in Pennsylvania, and it was one of those ritzy, it's called Chateau LeBron, and it was ritzy, you had to serve the patient wine, these, I would want to say it's like it's a nursing home, but they have their cars and they live in the community of the nursing home. But when they get sick, they come over to the nursing home section. So I was at the nursing home section. So those patients still before they get their medicine, before they go to bed at night, they need their wine and their liquor. And so I had to serve it. I had no problem with that. Usually at that time, they have these visitors, their family member come in, and these family members, they seem like they're corporate America. They have big jobs, CEO. And I remember going to one of their rooms, and the first thing, I guess that's the son, where did you go to school? Immaculata University, BSN. That's what I wanted to tell him. Say, oh, Immaculata University? No, I mean, where did you go for nursing? Bucks County Community Colleges. When you say those names, nothing but whites are in those schools. They say, oh, okay. So how long you a nurse? Why the questions? This is a nursing home. I'm doing my job. I'm here to give you the medication. That's what I wanted to tell them, but they went on and on and on, just drilling me, wanted to know my background, where I'm from, how many years of nursing, this and A to Z, and what type of medication you're giving my mom. And I'm telling you, nurses, if you're new and you're African American or black, wherever, whatever you say you are, you better know all your medicine. When sometime you go in the room, they're gonna drill you. Oh, you giving them tag, man? What is that? Oh, digoxin? Why are you taking her apical pulse? Because I need to know, because, if it's 60 and below, I cannot give it. I need to call the doctors. I mean, they just be drilling you. Know your medication one by one, because they're going to ask you. And I see a difference when the white nurse go in. Oh, hi, Susie. How you doing? How's your mom? Oh, you look good in your new uniform. They have a different attitude when you go in. And I kept feeling that. And I thought it was just because this is a ritzy nursing home. They happened to give me a job. I was glad for it. I was not an RN at the time. I was an LPN. At that same job and several other nursing homes, I started like every LPN saying, it's time to be an RN. I need to be an RN. And I verbalized that to the nurses at the desk, the RNs, mostly Caucasian. And they said, why? You don't need to be an RN. It's hard. You can't be an RN. That kind of attitude could discourage a lot of people, but it didn't discourage me. And I thought, when it didn't actually click until I went to Bucks County Community College and see on the wall all the Caucasian nurses in the past for years and years. And I think 1998 I graduate. So 1997 I saw one black in the picture on the wall. And I said, okay, I'm going to be the second one. And I made it happen. Other times, the travel nurses send me an assignment. I plead with them, please don't send me there. I'm trying, but it's not working out. And I remember walking up to a facility. It was also a nursing home, because the nursing home, like I said before, in Philadelphia is very advanced, like the hospital setting. So RN will do fine there, IVs and stuff like that. And I walked up, and the receptionist, I said, I'm here. I'm one of the agency nurse. And on the phone, she said, oh, back to the staffing person. The CNA is here. The certified nursing assistant is here. I come in, I don't have a big RN, but all she see is a CNA is here. And I go back. She sent me back. I didn't say anything. She sent me back to the staffing office, and I go to the staffing nurse, and she said, oh, sit over there. Didn't even look up. And so I sit over there with the other group. And when you're sitting with other staff and they're talking, and you realize that you're sitting, all the people that's sitting around you is a certified nursing assistant. And I'm saying, why am I sitting here? Don't they want a nurse? And they looking for that nurse, and it was me they looking for. I'm the nurse that's coming, but they kind of cast me over there. And I got on the phone, and I told the agency, I think this is not what for me. I'm going to go home. And while I was going home, they looking for the nurse, and I let them continue looking and kept on going. I never worked for that agency again. At the time, I'm glad that, because you have to be careful how you leave an agency. I don't want this nurse, this colored nurse, taking care of me. And it's sad, but I'm here to tell you, you got to keep focused. You got to tune it out. I'm glad I went into psychiatric nurse, because I know how to deal with people like that. We know, because we've been called several names, but you can't react. You can't punch the patient. You can't say, da, 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 da. You just have to be calm and show them that you are better. You're the better person. Show it. Show them love in certain ways by doing it. Even if my patient said, get away from me. The only way I would get away if the patient said, I don't want that nurse. And I've been in a situation where they told the other nurse and the other nurse, or the Caucasian nurse, don't send her back in here. I don't want her. Or they throw things at you, spit on you, do everything. And you may go to your supervisor and say, that patient doesn't want me as a nurse. It depends on the supervisor. They won't change you. They'll still keep you there to tolerate that situation. So what you have to do, just be nice to them. And then the next day, you might say, so Vicky or Becky or Susan, do you mind taking room 20? She said she didn't want me as a patient. And they may. Some of the times, what I find out is that nurse already know that patient is difficult. That nurse already know that patient is going to give you trouble, and they give it to you first. And it doesn't have to be a travel assignment. It could be in your local hospital. They know. And so when they're making a schedule, because most of the time we're not charge nurse. Most of the time we're not in management. Most of the time we're just a regular nurse. And the person who makes the schedule, which is the charge nurse or the manager, whatever, or whoever they assign, they know which difficult patient to give you. But what I wanted to say is, it's a struggle being a black nurse in healthcare because no one wants to talk about it. Everyone think it's just peachy cream. I'll have to say that when you bring these issues to them, they kind of let it go on the back. When the doctor get on the phone, I don't want that stupid nurse. She don't know what she's doing. I'll hear them say it. Not about me per se, to other nurse. When the Indian nurse who you might not have the patience to listen because of their accent, and you automatically don't discourage yourself. Just do your job the best that you can. I know, because it happened to me, how I felt when a patient said, I don't want that nurse. You know you do a good job and you did the best you can, but you can't help that you felt incompetent, and it bothers you because I'm trying to say that it bothered me because I knew I was there for that patient. I knew I did my best, and I was at the beckoning call, and it just turned out all wrong. That what I was doing, you feel it like it was you're the wrong, and I don't want you to feel that. I want you to feel that you do your best. Just continue on. Incidentally, that Chate Blanc LeBlanc patient, she was a pianist, and she had a very famous pianist and her music, and we used to sit and I would listen to her, and she was teaching me a little bit about the piano and the notes. And after I left the job, I got a note from that son, and that's how I found out in his letter. And she had left those pianos, I don't know what they say. She wrote songs and she left them for me in her will. But the son decided that he wanted to keep it in the family. I guess when he knew who the nurse was. So it happens. And I had long gone from the job. I appreciate the note and bless him. Let him continue. Keep his notes, whatever. No hard feelings here. So you just have to deal with those kind of patients. You just have to, when you walk into the hospital, especially as a travel nurse, it's more blatant, sometimes it's subtle with the coworker as a nurses too. You know, they sometimes see you as a threatening, see you as an intruder. Like when we went to Minnesota and I heard from the doctors, they hadn't seen black nurses in a long time. And it was a strike, and we were mostly African American because, you know, we are the first that comes in and we clean it up. Just like when they give you a unit, you on the difficult unit, and when you clean it up, meaning you make it more calm, you do everything, you stock it up, and then you know that they're moving you to another difficult place, and before you know it, the unit that you kept calm is only Caucasian nurses is on that unit. And I'm speaking the truth. Anyone want to debunk what I'm saying? Know the fact. It is the fact, because it happens. And we just roll with the punch. What can we do? And that's being a staff nurse or a travel nurse. Travel nurse, you have it more difficult because they can get away with anything because you're holding on to your contract. You want to keep your contract and you want to be there and do the best you can and move on to the next, and don't go back if you think that's for you. So I wanted to come out here and talk about this. It is a struggle being a black nurse in America. So leave a comment. Tell me about your experience. Is it all peachy cream every day? No. And I want to end this to say that because of the situation, we know it happened. What bothers me and really dig deep in me, when we come together as black nurses and we fight amongst each other. It doesn't matter if you're Nigerian, if you're Somalian, if you're American, Jamaican, Trinidadian, Asian. When we come together as one in America, we're still black. And we fight amongst each other. We don't support each other. We only want support when it's happened to us, and it doesn't work that way. We have to come together, nurses. We have to. The least between Caucasian nurse and black nurse, the goal here is not to fight. The goal is to work together for the better of the patient, because it's the patient that pay your bill, believe it or not. Have a wonderful day or night in your state or your country. Thank you.